Hey guys, I'm Gent on occasion, and today we're playing Khazrak the One Eye. We're playing a brand new campaign with the Beastmen, because I haven't played the Beastmen's rework on the channel yet. And that's, what, like 5 years ago now or something ridiculous? It's been a hell of a long time, so it's about time I played some Beastmen on the channel. They are actually my favourite faction to play in battle. I find a lot of their campaign mechanics are annoyingly limiting, but yeah, I absolutely love playing them in battle. I think Khazrak is the most fun in battle, mostly because of his vanguard shenanigans and his very high chance of ambush chance. He's pretty hilarious. So anyway, dread cost is down for unit capacity upgrades faction-wide. That is something that will become relevant when we start playing. The evasion chance when using the beast paths is up, so he can sort of escape enemies a lot more easily, which is really fun. His ambush success chance is up, so enemies can't escape him as easily, which is really cool. And then for the Lord, you know, just for Khazrak here, he gets reduced to bestial rage penalties and detection chance when in hidden encampment stance. A lot of these things, what the hell does any of that mean? You know, once we get into the campaign, we'll know what those things are. So, you know, until then, it's just sort of, I mean, I know what it is, and I'm sure a lot of you know what it is, but also it's not that helpful, is it, when it sort of goes. Bonus, gubbins. Thanks, love gubbins, I guess. Anyway, Vanguard deployment for Bestigors for the whole army. That's amazing. And the same with Razorgore chariots. So we have a lot of very powerful units that could Vanguard, so even when we're not ambushing, we're pretty much ambushing. So that's why I love his shenanigans. Also, poison attacks for Ungor units. So really fun. Also, we are going to be playing on very hard, and we are the end game scenario, okay? We are the invasion of the Empire. That's our plan. We're destroying the Empire, because I just came off the back of an Empire campaign playing Elspeth that went nowhere because we had endgame scenarios on with Ultimate Crisis. That was supposed to be the big thing, and they were just pathetic. They were absolutely pathetic. There was just no point. Just no point continuing it. It was so weak. His auto-resolve defeated the crisis, and that's not very... doesn't feel much like a crisis, if that's the case. So anyway, so that all sucks. But also, I want to make it more of a challenge for myself, and so the Empire is going to be about 3 times the size, because we're playing on the Old World map mod, which I won't click on because I'll have to like pick every setting again because how this menu works. It's very weird. But anyway, yeah, we're playing on the Old World map mod, which you'll see as soon as we get into it. It's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger version of the Empire, so it should be a lot of fun despoiling it. Let's get to it. I was thinking the same thing. Samesies. So yes, how they play, who cares? We'll get to it when we get to it. So, engage the enemy. Our enemies gather to strike against us. Attack first and deny them the opportunity to reach full strength. So yeah, we're attacking Boris, which I think is pretty funny that this is sort of the... you know, this is the story of Khazrak, right? Boris and Khazrak, this is their story. This is their whole narrative. It's just these two want to kill each other. And, you know, they took each other's eyes. That's why that, you know, it's why they both are missing an eye, is because of, you know, different battles they've had against each other, where, you know, the other one has come out on top each time. And so, yeah, they're just in a constant, you know, war for the forests, which is just, you know, it's a whole mess. But anyway, so I think it's quite funny that we're attacking him straight away. So we'll assume that when we attack here, this will be the battle where we take his eye, alright? That's what I've decided. So I'm going to move him forwards a little bit so we can get bar move into the army a bit more neatly without him using any movement. And then we're going to attack Boris. And of course we're going to fight it because it's the first battle of... oh, and it was an ambush too. Amazing. So we're going to fight it because it's the first battle of the campaign, and that's tradition. Let's go. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's get a chariot over here, why not? Some random spearmen to help pen things in. And we got some Bestigors here, very nice, some Minotaurs. And yeah, let's have you guys on that side too. So I'm going to have these guys and these guys grouped. You're going to be on your own. Let's actually put you a little bit further forward. And yeah, that ought to do it, I think. So, let's start shooting those pistoliers. Just attack him, yeah? Look, you're right next to them. Why aren't you going full speed yet? When you lock groups like I just did, right, in order to do that, you know, that attack order on everyone. They'll go the same pace, you know, as they approach. But, like, they were well within charge speed, so I don't know why they were still walking at a crawl there. Very unusual. But anyway, whatever. Everyone's engaged. Everything's dying. Those pistoliers don't stand a chance. They've had it, so let's charge into the back of them too. So where are... There's our Razorgore chariots. Alright, let's pull you back. Razorgore chariots amazing. Look at 90 kills already. But yeah, they just rack up so much damage. I love Razorgore chariots. They're so fun. And against, like, Empire troops especially. Like, Empire troops just don't have the mass to stop them. Especially when they're not braced like this, you know. Get them in an ambush and just none of them are prepared for it. Just charge into the side of their lines and rack up literally hundreds of kills. So it seems that Boris is still fighting, which is honestly kind of impressive. Alright, basically everything's dead. So, all of our troops can run down the enemy really well. This is what I love about Beastmen. So we got 38 speed compared to their 26 speed. It's crazy. I mean, we have poisoned them at this point, but that's pretty inevitable regardless of what we're doing. Just, we're so much quicker than them. So it's a lot of fun. Really do enjoy the pace of Beastmen. Okay, decisive victory. We got some Dread, which is, you know, the unique resource for this campaign. Or one of them. There's about 70 of them. We also got some Favor, which is our money, and a bunch of experience. Now, we can kill captives. That gives us more Bestial Rage, which is sort of another resource. This is per army. The higher your Bestial Rage, the higher your growth. Because these are also a horde, you know, this is a horde faction. So they need growth for each army, basically. And then they can build their infrastructure and their recruitment buildings in the army, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, you need Bestial Rage for that. And to get that, you just fight stuff. Pretty straightforward. You know, well, that's the main reason. I mean, you can see here, Animosity, which is just the natural decline of it. If you take damage, you lose some. If you win a battle, you get a load more. If you get in foreign soil, well, they love that. And yeah, it's fine. All stuff to do. Let's put it up a little more. So there goes Boris. Now we have a Jagged Dagger. I don't think I've seen this yet. Recharges if in melee. Big power recharge bonus for a little while. I like that. An extra armor piercing damage too. This would be really nice for this lad. That'd be really nice for him. I really like that. The fact that it's an arcane item that puts up armor piercing damage is great. So it might think, well, he's not going to be very fighty anyway. He's going to get a Razorgore chariot at some point. He is not a pushover. He is definitely not a pushover in melee. So really nice. A potent sacrificial tool that radiates the wrath of 1,000 different offerings to dark gods. And yes, we defeated someone from Middenland. Lovely. And now Khazrak can level up a smidge. Let's give him... I guess we'll just go Gargantuan Hooves straight away. So you'll notice Bokel is here. Vincent. Deinster. Vobergwerk. Drachenhole. Like, what are all these places? Yeah, there's a hell of a lot more territories. You can see this is all Middenheim, and Middenheim, well, it's all Middenland, and Middenheim is all the way up here. Like, it's a lot bigger an area. There's actually, like, a bunch of stuff in various parts of the map. Down here, you can see is Black Pit. We can sort of cheat and see a little further because of how our mechanics work, where, well... We'll get to that, I guess. But yeah, you can see what would be the blood grounds, which is a thing. But we're just going to attack Bokel. We're gonna take this down. We're going to fight it because, frankly, medium casualties when it's this one-sided. We're just going to fight it. It's not going to take long. Okay, so remember, most people can Vanguard. You can't and you can't. I think that's our limit. These guys all can though. So that's nice. I enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot. Very fun. Yeah, you know what? I am going to push through the trees there. That sounds like fun. Alright, let's go attack. You can try and attack them. Put in your own group. Push you up and around. I guess I should go over there, huh? And you guys can come fight too, I suppose. Not that I really need you. Alright, so we can just, look, just plow into the side of them. And look how much damage we get. It's like a quarter of the health gone already. He's suffering even more. In fact, these guys are more stuck than I would expect, but, you know, we're going uphill. Even going uphill, we can get through that unit that easily. It's scary. Very scary. Razor-Gore Chariots are no joke. Now let's just break everything. Perfect. It's just absolute slaughter. I love Razor-Gore Chariots. And Minotaurs are fun too. Yeah, there they all go. Like I said, it wouldn't take long. Decisive victory. Okay, good stuff. We got some more dread, favor, more experience. Lovely. And here, this is where I'm gonna have to explain how this campaign works. I mean, it's kind of straightforward once you get to it, but like trying to describe it is it's a whole to do. So anyway, we're going to raise a herdstone, which is going to cost a herdstone shard, which is one of our sort of campaign resources. So we do that, right? And now, depending on, you know, where it is, neighbouring provinces will basically become our blood grounds, and they will all have devastation up for grabs. So every time you take out one of these places, every time you raise one of these settlements, you will get that amount of points of devastation, basically. And when you get to 10 devastation in your blood grounds, then you can perform a ritual at your herdstone, and that converts the devastation into marks of ruination, which basically fill up your campaign progress bar. These will unlock you the ability to get higher unit caps for better units, as well as giving you extra army capacity and a few other bonuses here and there. Like here, you get extra herdstone shards as well, which means you can have multiple herdstones active at once. Yeah, eventually unlocks the final battle. So that's kind of the plan. So you put up a herdstone, destroy stuff nearby, do a ritual, these points go up, you go somewhere else, destroy that, you know, and you keep doing it. However, if you're creating devastation by destroying everything, if someone comes in and destroys your herdstone, then you've lost, right? You lose those points. You have to start again, basically. You miss out on that, and I think a bunch of the settlements then end up like worse. I think if they're ruins, you can't get devastation from them, so really you can't get those points back unless you let people move back in, which is, you know, it's too much hassle. So you wander off and go attack elsewhere. But what I think we might do, considering the size of this map and the sort of openness of this area, is I think we're going to get like, we're basically just going to get to like 10 and then do the ritual. We're going to do that over and over again, so we have a lot more herdstones up. But basically the herdstone remains up, but you get the shard back once you've done the ritual. So you get reimbursed the shard so you can do it somewhere else. So these start pretty weak. They give you some little recruitment options. You can recruit stuff at them like normal, but you can also do that, you know, from your hordes as well. So if you lose herdstones, like you still got your armies that are essentially where you're going to have most of your recruitment buildings. Anyway, this I want to get early. This will be extra dread per turn. Nice to get that going quickly. And in vocal, you get to choose basically which, you know, how to, I guess, decorate your herdstone, I think is probably the best way. You know, it's a herdstone enhancement. So you get to choose one, and I like to go for this one. This lowers campaign movement range for enemies starting in this region, which isn't a huge thing, but it also has a chance of spreading plague, which is kind of cool. Plagues don't affect your factions or like most chaos factions, but they do affect all others. And this is for all Bloodground regions. So in other words, everything that has this like giant flaming town icon on them. It looks a bit like a treasure chest with ginger hair, but I think it's supposed to be a burning town. But can we at least pretend it's a ginger mimic? Like, I think that's better. Okay, we need to attack all the ginger mimics. Ginger mimics denote where your blood grounds are. But anyway, so that's nice. And also, vigor in battle. All non-chaos stuff will be winded, which means, you know, you're going to start right on top of them because you're ambushing them half the time, and they're all going to be tired as well. It's pretty devastating. There's some other stuff too, which I'll try and point at. So this one makes enemy like sieges. It makes sieges easier because enemy towers are worse. They do less damage, take longer to shoot, and you get more ammo, which is fine, I guess. This gives you line of sight over all the blood grounds, which is pretty great. That is a pretty great bonus. Also puts up Winter Magic Power Reserve for all blood ground regions as well. So that's a pretty good one. That is a pretty good one, to be fair. This puts up casualty replenishment rate, which is always useful. but that's only local region, so you'd have to come back to the Herdstone to replenish, so I don't see much value in that. Also puts up horde recruitment capacity for armies in the region, so if you are about to recruit a bunch of stuff, like maybe, but then what, you demolish it and then build this, because this is obviously just much cooler? Maybe. Anyway, so this is fun. Also, once you do the ritual, all the ruins are locked in. Nothing can be inhabited until the Herdstone is destroyed, so it's a way of basically blocking out big parts of the map, even though you're not playing a faction that paints the map, right? So it allows you to sort of anti-paint the map, you know? It allows you to paint it in ruins, which I think is kind of cool. And yeah, they always have to come to the site of the ritual, you know, the site of your Herdstone, to stop it. So we completed a challenge. This is another thing that Beastmen do. All of their like tech trees within their wider tree, tech branches, I guess. Each of their tech branches have their own sort of challenge to do, basically. So this one, this whole tree, branch, whatever, will unlock once we get 5 ambush battles. 1. And then all these ones are all sort of standalone, have 4 heroes in your army, gives you Guardian for Lords and Embedded Heroes. Well, I mean, it doesn't, you have to still research it, but it unlocks you the ability to research it. So some cool stuff. So I like how this works. I mean, sometimes there's a cool bonus and you need to do something special for it to appease the gods, which I think is fun. You know, it's simple, but it's effective. And I think that's the best mechanics, really. I find a lot of mechanics in Total War can get like overly complicated and kind of, I don't know, end up giving mixed signals about what they're supposed to be representing. But this is just straightforward, I love it. So Plight of the No Horns, the thrumming power of a Herdstone invigorates the lowly Ungor's thirst to take vengeance upon the world that spawned them, gives us extra melee attack and leadership for Ungor, which isn't great, but it's not terrible. We're probably going to have quite a few Ungor running around in this campaign, because the basic Ungor units don't have any unit capacity, sort of, you know, limits, so you can have as many as you like. So, do I want to go with unit upgrades yet, or am I going to go casualty replenishment rate, or maybe more post-battle income loot? All this stuff is really useful for Beastmen, I find. Much more useful than a lot of other things. You know, a lot of other factions, a lot of the blue line stuff is Lightning Strike is great, and that's kind of it. But yeah, like over here as well, getting extra ambush success chance. Amazing when your normal attack is an ambush. So it's, yeah, it's kind of nuts. An extra campaign movement range. Extra bestial rage. Just make sure you keep growth up, I guess. It's all it does. You know, by the time you've leveled that up, you've probably got a pretty high level horde anyway, but still. Yeah, okay, what we're going to do is, yeah, we're going to get Fetid Gallipot. Pungent mix of fell unguents ensures the unholy vitality of one's minions. So I like that. I like that a lot. Barmu can go ahead and get Spirit Leech. So I really want to get Doom and Darkness with the sort of shock and awe tactics of you know, Beastmen. Having something you can just dumpster the enemy's leadership is really, really good. So I think that's our first turn done. And we've covered all of the mechanics for the Beastmen, so good job, gang. Oh wait, no we haven't, almost. So yes, there's one other thing. It's this thing, Rewards of Dread. So this is where you put your unit capacities up. You can see a lot of these have these Marks of Ruination icons on them. That's because we haven't got our Marks of Ruination up to a high enough tier to unlock being able to upgrade that stuff yet. So that's how all that works. But we can get more Ungors, Spearman Herd with shields, or Ungor Herd. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. You can still get normal Ungor Spearmen without shields, and you can get Ungor Raiders. And you can get Chaos Warhounds standard, you know, not with poison. You can get as many of them as you like, so you can fill your armies with them, but everything else you're going to have to start putting your capacity up, which is, frankly, kind of annoying, but sure. But you don't have to pay upkeep on them, but I'm kind of fine with paying upkeep, honestly, in this game. It's kind of standard, but whatever, it all works. And yeah, here you can actually get the other legendary lords to be part of your faction. You can buy them, which is kind of fun. If they're dead, you know, if their faction has been wiped out, then they're just in your recruitment pool, which is kind of cool. Also, Gorbals, Wargors, and Bray Shamans, you put their capacity up from here as well. And upgrades, this is the stuff we're going to be focusing on early. This gives us higher level Herdstones. Herdstones are going to be our little, you know, bastions. They're going to be the things holding all the ruins in place around them, right? So we need them to be defensible. which means we need to be able to get them higher level, and for that we need to upgrade them with Dread. So what is nice is this is, new herdstones are erected at level 2. So it'll increase the level of new ones. So they'll always be at the highest level, which means they'll immediately have the biggest possible garrison, which is really cool. Really nice for that. So I like that, but we do need to upgrade the ones we currently have. It does make them free. You can upgrade them for free once you've done the, this sort of, not research, but kind of research, whatever you want to call it. The rewards of Dread. So, very fun. Also, new Horde armies can be raised with, at a higher level. Even higher level with certain buildings and even more buildings. So, that's really nice. Brand new armies will have a bunch of infrastructure that they'll be immediately able to travel around with, which is really cool. Extra army capacity. Currently, we can only have one army. As we get more, ruination, this will increase the amount of armies we can have, or we can just buy additional ones. I think you can buy this multiple times as well, I think? Oh, you actually need to be at level 8 to upgrade this, which I think is maximum. Yeah, okay, so once you've got this, you can then buy additional armies afterwards, but for now, you're stuck having to pay attention to this, which I think makes sense, because I guess you could just focus on having more army capacity, and it would make achieving this quite easy if you just had an additional stack of free, even just like Ungor, just a whole stack extra just hanging out with you when you don't have to pay upkeep. It's kind of powerful. Anyway, also this lets you get lords and heroes at higher level at recruitment. So it's some really cool stuff, and items are really fun too. So this is a way to spend your excess favour. You can have to spend your favour on buildings as normal, but obviously no upkeep. So as we raid and despoil, we can buy some unique things here. Battle-Scarred Ungor Raider is a nice thing to get early, puts up campaign movement range, and it's a retinue. So pretty cool. And the Banner of Gorok is great if you're focusing on Minotaurs. Plus 40 melee attack for assigned Minotaur units. Puts their armor down, but who cares? Battles don't last long enough when they're having, when Minotaurs are hitting this successfully, and a lot harder. 50% extra weapon strength too. So very scary. But yeah, there's some really cool items here for people. So we'll probably buy them if we end up flush with cash, which early on we definitely will not be. So put it out of your mind. I should have recruited last turn. Too busy explaining junk. We are going to attack Vorburgwerk, I think. Because we can. That's basically the long and short of it. We can, so we will. We can actually reach it this turn. And I want to attack as much as possible, as quickly as possible. And I don't care that we're starting a war with another army. That's fine by me. We can be at war with everybody. Because, we're Khazrak. We're flighty and clever and cunning and can ambush everybody. So this is a siege battle, so it is going to be a little trickier, but honestly we can get to the wall so quickly, and once we're in, this stuff we outclass it, so I think we'll be fine. It's probably the most sophisticated looking orc settlement I've ever seen. Rather impressive. Now, you guys can all go in a group, and yeah, you lot can storm the walls, and I'm going to put this guy over here. He can walk up and start shooting up and over onto whatever's on the walls. Good. Alright, go get him, fellas. Alright, you go for the gates. And you start pushing in. So yeah, Bestigors are taking some damage. That's not going to last. So what I love about Ungor Herd is they have stalk. So even low level, or even high level, armies can benefit from having a bunch of Ungor Raiders, just because they can get the drop on anything that you need to get a volley into, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy that. I like it a lot. Dooba dooba. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, dooba dooba. Also, yeah, we're not playing with the Proving Grounds beta, the siege rework. I think it's ridiculous to call it a siege rework. I mean, just getting rid of the the charmingly named arse ladders, that's it. That's basically all it does. It does some other things with range of towers and I think it's just not worth playing. And I'd rather play a modded thing, and mods and beta patches don't mix. That becomes a bit of a hassle. So yeah, we're ignoring that. Can you shoot into this crowd? That would be cool. Might need to walk a bit further forwards. Yeah, Bestigors getting some kills in. We're not quite through the gates yet, but they are irritatingly open. which is annoying. Can you just still hit these? Because that would be great. Because I can't issue orders or anything until these gates are destroyed. So if you could do that, I would appreciate it. Alright, let's hit those spears some more. Now, if you could shoot those orc boys, that'd be nice. I might have them climb up, but then they might decide to actually climb up themselves and fight me. We'll see. Alright, we're almost through the gates. Almost. And actually, you are through the gates. And I think so is Khazrak. So these two can just get stuck in, I guess. Nope, he's decided to go around. Can you not, mate? Can you not? Game. Come on. No. See, that's what needs to be fixed. Just don't have ladders be a part of pathfinding at all, unless you order people to go on the walls. That's all you need. That's how it used to work. That is how it used to work. Not anymore, though. I'm not sure why. Alright, let's go game. You get some shots in? Into the back here? Alright, you're currently doing nothing. The fact that we still can't... Oh, yeah, you guys are apparently through the gates. I don't think all of you are. Yeah, the gates are just completely broken here. Yeah, if they could just fix how gates work. There we go. Now we've done it. Finally. Anyway, yeah, you guys are going to do a good job. You're all apparently... Yeah, you're all trying to fight there. Okay, let's have you push further in. Good. Alright. Let's start hitting you some more. In fact, let's get our Ungors on them. Alright, Razorgore chariots. If we could get them through here, that would be marvellous. Then we just start having them charge through. Alright, not much of a charge, but I was hoping it'd be enough to start getting some momentum so I could wheel them back around, but apparently not. Yeah, it's very dense. Very dense with orcs. Luckily, chariots do just do damage around them, so I think we're in a pretty good spot anyway. Yeah, we're still getting 100 kills, so that's nice. Oh, they start their war. Their cheeky little war. Okay, good stuff. Okay, how are we doing? They seem to enjoy the work of Rothko, is what I'm getting from their dialogue. Got 150 kills, 160 kills, 164. Yeah, Razorgores are doing well. They're doing well. I mean, you might get a little shot by our own archers, but I think they can take it. And there we go, we won. I don't know who was hanging on. Oh, that army, I guess. That unit, rather. So, decisive victory. I'd say so. I'd say so, even with the gates playing funny doors with us. Okay, we've got the Trickster's Helm. A dingy, battered helmet that looks like any other, but this is the Trickster's Helm, a powerful artifact that protects the wearer. It does. I like that. I like that a lot, especially for Khazrak, because he will also have a chariot at some point, so just zipping in and out of combat being quite hard to hit. You know, having his barrier replenish outside of combat, you know, when he's going from unit to unit, I think it'd be really nice. So this one, obviously we can't raise on the Herdstone, because we don't have any, and indeed we don't want to. We want to raise them, so we can start getting our devastation up. So we can either get some casualty replenishment raids and spread corruption and get extra horde growth, or we could go for more money, which would also be pretty damn good, to be honest. I'm going to go replenishment, though, because we don't have that much replenishment yet. And I'd rather keep this army alive than growing it up, I guess. Right, Barmu. Let's get you life leeching. Good. So yeah, our thing is on 8 currently. So we're still not there yet. So, shall we go for this Pass of Stone? What is going on here? Because it looks like a Chaos Gate. but it's apparently a green skin camp. So I guess I could go for that. Yeah, I think that's where we're going next. I think we're going there next. So I need to go into the well-hidden encampment. It does use 10% of your movement, so you do need to be... Well, actually, it doesn't use 10%, it uses 10 campaign movement range. So you do need to make sure that you have enough for that. So let's get some more Ungor Spearmen, shall we? If we were in range of a Herdstone, we'd also be able to get recruitment from that as well. It was very silly of me not to recruit on the first turn, but, you know, this is always what happens when I record a series trying to explain all the mechanics. I don't do the just most basic things that need doing in a turn. So yeah, unit caps we're not going to focus on. We need to get 375. So like one moderately sized battle and we can get level 2 Herdstones. So it's not too bad. We're getting there fairly quickly. You know, before we do the ritual, we can probably get it to level 2. Not that that's a requirement or anything, but I want to get them higher level so they're safer. Because the better they are, the more I'm going to be able to risk just taking over way more territory before I commit to the ritual, because something isn't going to come in and just destroy it easily. Because like any army can destroy this. I'm worried that this is going to get destroyed before we destroy that place. It's, yeah, very, very flimsy. Now, I can't reach that. So I think we're going to use... Yeah, I think we can reach it in another turn, so that's fine. So, apply to the no-horns, so extra melee attack for our Ungor. Perfect. Love to see it. Let's get... Tons of Warhounds. Let's get some Warhounds. I would like some more Ungor Raiders, actually. Let's do that first. We just met Laurelorn. They're up here somewhere. And I think they actually have a lot more cities in this map as well. Like a lot more. So it should be fun. Very cool. Right, okay, let's get on Cloven Hoof and Twisted Claw. I think that's what I want. So more ammo and reload time reduction bonuses. Extra weapon strength when fighting against dwarfs, high elves, wood elves, dark elves, and men. Born to lead. Who cares? Just, you know, leadership, aura stuff. But yeah, this extra 5% speed for all units. I think that's huge. We're going to get that. Takes a little longer. Takes 7 turns. You know, the other tech I want from there only takes 4, but I want speed, even if it's slower. Okay, Khazrak, my boy. Is he a level up? Yeah, Bamu leveled up again. Good. Doom and Darkness. Marvellous. Love to see it. Let's get the Pass of Stone here. So it's a minor settlement battle. I don't like the look of medium casualties, so I am going to fight this. There is a troll unit, which is fun. You know, that's something for our Ungor Raiders to shoot at. Should be fun. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's keep you and you to one side. Everyone else, you can push up, and I guess just group everyone. Off you go. You guys run in. Now, where are the trolls? Is that them? Sure is. And yeah, you go for those goblin archers. I don't like them running through the trees. They're not as good running through those trees. And, oh, they have some orc boys here too. Interesting. I'm going to go straight through, and then I'm going to charge these guys in the rear. Do you want to go fight those orc boys? Might be fun. Right, I don't really want Vestigals wasting their time chasing goblin archers. That feels like a waste. Let's charge into the rear there. And I guess I'll overcast that so we can hit them. That's a very nice get. Lovely. Let's push you guys through here. I mean, I want to keep away from the trolls. It does look like they're trying to chase my... Oh, yeah, you need to run in there. Whoops. They're trying to chase my chariots by the looks of it. So that's all collapsed. Amazing. This is all close to collapsing. We'll just keep pushing across. And, yeah, everything should break soon. Doom and Darkness on them, because for some reason they're not running. Okay. That seems like a good... Seems like a win right there. They're running, everything's running. Just these guys haven't given up yet. There we go. Cool. Done. End the battle. Decisive victory. Okay. So, that's a lot of money. I normally enjoy the casualty replenishment rate and everything, but no, just money. Lots and lots and lots of money. That sounds really good. So, Ritual of Ruin is available. Now, this is so tempting. So, okay, there's pros and cons. Alright, there's pros and cons. So, if you do the ritual now, then you lock that in, those 14 points, you know, into your Marks of Ruination. If it gets attacked, you're not going to have that. You know, if it gets destroyed, then you're going to lose the progress you've made. You're going to be further away from filling up these Marks of Ruination that are obviously important. You know, they're the things we actually need to get. However, if you do the ritual, it locks all of this in as this Herdstone's blood grounds. Okay, so they remain their blood grounds. So you can't get more devastation, which means you can't get more Marks of Ruination. I think if you carry on attacking places though after the ritual, I think they still get like locked as ruins. I think they still get locked in as ruins. So you can still carry on destroying them, but just you don't get the sort of victory points for it. So it's a weird one. However, if it gets destroyed, then you're back to square one. We have to make a new Herdstone and take that stuff over again, right? But you've already locked in those points. So it does mean you can... Because it's probably going to get destroyed. Middenheim is probably going to send an army soon, right? And take that down. So we could try and reach it before then. I just don't see us managing that. So we could risk it and try and get an extra 6 points maybe from Drachenholer. Maybe we try and do that just before doing it. It is worrying though. Is going to be cutting it fine, I think. Anyway, you have caused enough devastation to now perform a Ritual of Ruin at your Herdstone. Performing the ritual prevent others from colonizing ruins within the surrounding blood grounds and grant you Marks of Ruination, which will elevate your Warherd status. Alternatively, you may continue devastating the blood grounds as much as possible and perform the ritual later to gain the maximum Marks of Ruination. And like this, the big thing here is this is, we need 59 in order to get one more army. And that's the thing, we could just have like Khazrak despoiling stuff and then one person, you know, one army just sat as a garrison, making sure that this can't be taken. That is obviously, that would be amazing, but we can't do that until we get some points. So I don't know if we just play kind of on the safe side early. But you know what? No, because as long as we're nearby, we can just rebuild that, and everything that is ruins will still be stuck as ruins, so we can carry on despoiling. We're going to keep losing out on devastation, though, but I want to make sure that this is all locked down. Although I guess it will still be locked down. See, this is the problem I'm having. It will still be locked down. I can still destroy it, and it'll still be ruins, and that's fine. It just means I'm going to have to go a little bit further away to put up a new Herdstone to try and start filling up my marks. So, you know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. You know, this early and on a map this open. We're at war with a bunch of people. Yeah, it's a bit tough. Things can come at us from so many sides. But yeah, I guess I'm going to risk it. Fueled by blood. Good. More speed for our army and vigor loss reduction as well. I don't think our guys are going to get so much as, you know, slightly winded. And weapon strength for the army is what I want to go for, rather than missile resistance. Because we're all about killing things in a hurry. Okay, perfect. Also, I made a boo-boo. Attacking that put me back into our Beastman ambush stance, so now I'm not in well-hidden encampment stance, which means I cannot recruit this turn. See, the stances get a little, you know, you gotta get used to them. That's one thing I really liked about Greenskins. How Greenskins did their stances. You could always go into their, like, raiding encampment stance. For nothing. It didn't cost any movement. So you could just always end a turn doing that after you've moved, and that was really nice. Feels more natural. God, I'm so torn. Because 14 is not very much. We will need to put up a whole other thing and do like a whole other thing just to get to rank 1. I like to hit this on the first one, but with this map, we're just going to get attacked. Yeah, alright, I'm going to do it. I know a lot of people be like, oh, we should have risked it. Why? It's fine. We'll just carry on smashing stuff. As long as Khazrak is leveling up, and as long as we're getting Dread, I'm happy. Like, we're still getting resources that are going to make all this so much more straightforward. Because, like, yeah, we start filling this up, I can risk leaving it for longer. But I genuinely think next turn they're going to attack it. Because we've given them, like, what, 4 turns? I think they could get an army there. Within 4 turns. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. You know, actually a shame it didn't get destroyed. Because we've already locked in, you know, the points, haven't we? So, yeah, we already have 14. If that got destroyed, then that devastation would be up for grabs again. Let's see, Doom and Darkness again? Yeah, I reckon so. Oh, spreading corruption's always fun. More items would be nice. Let's go magic item drop chance. I want to get a bit of a catalogue of decent equipment. So let's move you up. We are going to have to upgrade his horde at some point, aren't we? Yeah, I think so. Let's do this one. Horde recruitment capacity. Still +2. Does this make any difference? Just lets us get higher tier this stuff, I guess. Which is cool because we get like corn gores, pestigores. None of this stuff is going to be able to vanguard though, is it? Which is a bit disappointing. Oh no, it all can. It all can. Yeah, it all still can. Good. Okay. In that case, I might end up with a bunch of interesting, flavorful, you know, marked units. We won't get the bonus. Well, I guess the only bonus for Bestigors was Vanguard, isn't it? So I guess we can still just have everything, like, come along and join in the fun. So that's kind of nice. Alright. I think we're going to end it here then. Hopefully these guys will, you know, try and run towards the herdstone, I guess, and get ambushed. We'll see. Otherwise, I can attack these guys next turn. We obviously need to do some more recruitment before then. Maybe just some more spearmen? Yes, warhounds would be nice, but I feel like everything can chase enemies down, so warhounds aren't really special in that regard anymore. In this army. And Ungors have poison, so actually makes them almost more useful. Right, guys. I hope you've been enjoying this. Beastmen, they're fun. You know, they're a bit weird, a bit quirky, but I love playing them in battle. They're probably my favourite faction in battles. Just so quick. That's it, really. They're just really quick. Being able to pick all your engagements, I find is really just a lot of fun. So guys, if you're enjoying this, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.